Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot covered call video. Hey, look, today we're going to talk about two trades for which one of them I made some quick cash secured profits, and I know you're going to like it. I'm also going to talk about a video I did just last week about how I pick great stocks for covered call writing. I'm going to give you a little story behind that video, and I'm going to show you my recent disaster for which I picked the stock that I talked about in that video, and now I'm left holding the bag. And I think you're going to learn something. If anything, I just want to up your game, throw up those spidey senses so you do your due diligence. Because to be honest, I didn't do my due diligence and I find myself holding the bag. Now, hey, look, I'm putting together a series of videos. If you're new to my channel, there is a lot to my channel. I have over 150 videos. Look, it can be confusing. It can be overwhelming, but you have to understand this strategy is very conservative. And if you have your financial education, you've watched the videos and you start to put it to work, you start to put one trade next to two trades, next to three trades, you can have success getting our experience and feeling it, right? We feel it, we learn it, and then we can move forward knowing that we have a skill. And that's really, at the end of the day, the key thing. Today is going to be a story. I'm going to tell you where I'm at with a trade for which I'm holding the bag right now. And I'm going to show you a quick Adobe cash secured put where I knocked down a quick 1 week profit using volatility. So let's get going. Now look, if you've never been to my channel and you like what you're hearing, I want you to subscribe to the channel. Hey, look, it's free. And if you like what you're hearing today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and let me tell you that story. Now in this video right here, how I pick stocks, we went into the CTP Dashboard and I showed you how I like to find great new stock, right? I always tell you all the time that I have my basket of stocks that I always use. Microsoft, Bristol Myers, Wynn, Sands, right? But when I'm looking for that new covered call candidate, I use the CTP Dashboard. I load it up every week. Now, last week in this video, I showed you a stock that I hadn't bought and I wasn't recommending. The stock was TTGT, and boy, it was just checking all the boxes for a great stock. And in fact, right now, TTGT is loaded into the CTP Dashboard. If you open up the free version of the CTP Dashboard and click ticker and sort A to Z, scroll down to the T's, and there it is. It's right there. Now, in that video, I talked about how they were going to have earnings, and I didn't want to buy the stock. Breaking a golden rule if I buy the stock and write a covered call. I was just using it as an example of how to use a CTP Dashboard and the color coding that gives us that feedback that we want, right? Well, guess what John did? John's researching TTGT. I get excited. It's hitting all the numbers. The stock just keeps going higher. So I buy some shares. And this is not going to work out for me. But at the moment I bought this stock, I really felt comfortable. Now, let's step back for a minute. The reason this story is going to be so pertinent and so relevant is because 2 years ago, I remember buying a groom list. I may have even told you this story before, but I remember buying a groom list. And here's the deal. I bought the service. I received the PDF, right? And I'm looking at it and I want to learn. I'm watching the videos, but I don't feel right. I don't feel like I can do it. I don't want to mess up. Now, this is before Jerry really starts to help me out. So 1 week turns into 2 weeks, turns into 2 months, and I'm feeling like, man, I'm just kicking this cat down $50 every month, and I feel like a loser. Well, here's the deal. On the third month, I bought a stock that was on the list, and man, I was excited. So now I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to actually do this. A stock I just bought is on the list, and man, it is checking all the boxes for a great covered call candidate. So what do? I'm actually about to write a covered call. I'm going to do it this week, right? I'm ready. Sure enough, 1 or 2 days after I bought the stock and after it was on the list, the groom list that had all the check marks checked for a good candidate, that stock fell damn near 35%. Had I written a covered call on that stock that moment, I'd have been down 35%. Now, the reason this story is relevant is because what you have to understand is all these services, all these gurus, even my CTP Dashboard is about past performance, right? Look, we do not have a crystal ball, so we have to be accountable. We have to be accountable for our actions. And in that case, it really dawned on me that I can't rely on somebody's groom list. I have to do my research. I have to have a research tool that helps me. So when I make that purchase, I can sit down and tell my wife exactly why I bought it and accept the consequences if it falls. And I could have a plan. In my videos, I always tell you have a plan. Now, fast forward forward to last week when I did that video. TTGT, I hadn't bought it when I did the video. I told you it wasn't a recommendation or I wasn't making any predictions. But I went ahead and did more research and I bought it. Well, I broke a golden rule. I didn't really do the research. And guess what? I ended up buying it a little bit higher. Let's go ahead and do a chart and let me show you what I did. As you can see, one of the key indicators I use to buy a stock is the Keltner channel. The Keltner channel shows you a range, a trading range for which a stock trades. And in this case, you could see the green line, TTGT is absolutely at the top. So I know when I buy this, I'm buying expensive, right? I know I'm going to buy at the high, but because TTGT is absolutely rolling, I'm doing a little bit of research and just finding out they're bringing on new accounts. Man, I'm feeling good. So I buy some shares and now I'm thinking about writing a covered call. Now here's the deal. TTGT falls with the market. Remember when Facebook fell? Well, most of the market fell as well. So TTGT falls in sympathy with the market because we don't have earnings yet. And look what it did. It reached a high of 32x. And during that Facebook earnings debacle, it fell back down to about 27x. And I'm thinking, look, I've been watching this thing, so I think I can slip in at 27x, possibly ride this thing for a run back up to 32, and I could write a covered call on it because it pays about $1 for a 30-day, one deviation out. So I'm thinking this might be a great play. As I'm holding the stock, I never write the covered call because I'm actually thinking I'm going to wait for earnings, let the volatility pull out. But the reality is I think it's going back to 32 and maybe higher. I don't want to give up my shares for cheap. So I let it go into earnings. And sure enough, look at this. We find ourselves down 20%. I'm down 4 bills, going on 5 bills on that day. And I am left holding the bag. The lesson here is this. Look, we have to be accountable. Look, I'm still holding TTGT. Now, I think TTGT is going to go higher because the earnings were actually pretty good. They're doing a lot of things that still check the boxes. But man, in this stock market, man, you are priced for perfection. You need to understand that. I get you cats all the time emailing me saying, hey, I want this stock or that stock. Look, I can't give you predictions, and I definitely don't have a crystal ball. You need to do your research. So this is a story of me not doing all of my research. I should have gone to other various websites to really hone in my due diligence on TTGT, and I didn't do that. I just wanted to share that story with you because with the example where a stock that I bought showed up on a groom list and I was all in thinking, look at this. I bought a stock that shows up on a groom list, and it is all good. The reality is we don't know nothing. Come on, we don't know nothing. We woke up 2 months ago and Steve Wynn was doing what he was doing. The stock fell from $200 to $160. So to minimize risk, we need to do as much due diligence as we can and have a plan. Now, in the case of TTGT, I'm actually going to hold it. They had some good earnings, and we'll move forward with that trade. Let's talk about that Adobe trade where I made some quick cash secured put profits. Now look, if you've been watching my videos, hell, if you've been watching my recent videos, you know that I'm using the Facebook volatility to grab some quick cash secured profits. Hey, look, I like trading, and the cash secured put for me is a great opportunity for when a stock falls further than it normally should on a typical trading day. What I'll do is I'll slip in a cash secured put under support, never expect being assigned the shares, and recently I've had some phenomenal success picking up 1 point, 2 points, pocketing those crumbs. Now, in the case of Adobe, that's exactly what happened. Notice, Adobe is actually killing it, right? Actually, Adobe should be a part of FANG because this thing just keeps going higher and higher and higher. And look at that support. Every time they sell the market off, they're not selling Adobe off, they're selling the market off. Adobe falls down to what looks to be a great support line. And when the market rallies, they rally it up. So Adobe, one that I've been watching, one that I've been researching, and I've actually held Adobe last year. I'm looking at this as a great opportunity. And sure enough, when Facebook tanked, so did the rest of the NASDAQ. And when the NASDAQ falls, Adobe's going to fall with it. Well, look what happens. It hits about 240 here, and then the NASDAQ starts to recover, and so does Adobe. Adobe was down 14 points on this day, and I'm sitting there thinking, this is so short term. I'm going to go ahead and slip in a cash secured put. It wasn't an at the money cash secured put, but it was very close. And that's why I got paid $2.50 for this cash secured put. So as the stock's trading around 247, 245, I slip in a 242.50 cash secured put, and they pay me $2.50 per share. Man, I am feeling good now, because what I think is going to happen is the market's going to turn around, and this cash secured put for which I got paid $2.50 is actually going to fall. I did this in a 1 week period, so time decay is absolutely going to erode this premium. And sure enough, as Adobe starts to rally back towards 153, this cash secured put of 250 rolls all the way down to $1. And you know what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to take those profits off the board and bag them as crumbs. And that's what I did. In this case, I bought this cash secured put back for $1 in probably less than a day or two. Now, this is not a percentage play. This is a crumbs profit play. And you know I love to do it. And hey, for you salty dog cover call writers, I know that's why you come to my channel. Hell, if you don't learn something, you at least find it comical that I do these things. But I know you like it because we're making money and we're having success. Hey, look, folks, it is about having success. You know, if you watch my videos, I do not tout making millions, having students. Look, I show you my totals to motivate you. And hey, quite frankly, those totals aren't that impressive, right? But for me, like I've always told you, this is an experiment in retirement. And for me, if I can build steady income in retirement with the stocks I own, hey, look, I'm going to be able to pay the bills, live the good life. But look, I don't fill you up with hopes and dreams. What I try to do here is to motivate you, inspire you, so you get your education. So you get that education so you'll feel the confidence to then get the experience. Because that is the critical thing here. Just talked to Jerry yesterday. Jerry said, look, the reason experience is so important to the learning process is because you feel it. You feel it. Learning through a book, learning through a video, that's one thing. But man, you have to feel it. And that's why I always tell you, get your experience, open up that small brokerage account, do your very first, very comfortable trade with a stock that you'll own, whether it goes up or down, right? We make that little bit of profit and we get that experience. And you're going to be able to do this on multiple stocks so you can make multiple crumbs and then you're making real money. Now look, I'm going to let you go. And hey, look, if you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. And hey, share this video. We need to let everybody know we're talking the good word of the covered call. Hey, until next time, I hope all your covered calls are profitable.
All I see is signs, all I see is dollar signs.